Hey guys, my name's Cass. This is my first podcast and it's based on starting from where you are, which feels like the appropriate topic for me, as at the moment my shower ceiling is falling through. Yeah, that happened last week. So came back from work and there was just the roof on the floor of my shower room. A little bit of context here. I live in rented accommodation in London with my partner, Aaron. We share a flat, a very modest, tiny flat above a casino. And we share that with 3 other guys. 2 live upstairs, 2 live on this floor alongside with the kitchen. So it's an old building. We've been here for over 2 years. And previously we used to travel and live abroad. We've lived in, well, actually we met in Australia where we lived for a year. We're both from England. Most people don't have a clue where my accent's from, so no, I am English. Irish family. And Aaron's from Chelmsford. So we met in the middle of WA. And yeah, I fell in love with the ocean there. And so we continued our journey together and we lived in Indonesia for over a year and a half. We lived in the Maldives for 2 years. We've lived in Zanzibar and we have lived in Thailand for a short period of time as well. We've travelled to loads and loads of different countries, Raja Ampat in West Papua. We worked and lived there for a while, and we lived and worked in scuba diving and photography. Now we find ourselves back in the UK, and I work in marketing and Aaron works in stonemasonry. Not exactly the place that we saw our lives ending up, if we're honest. We came back for a multitude of reasons. We were abroad during the pandemic. Arguably, we lived a much freer, more natural lifestyle than many others. However, we came back after that. We hadn't seen our family for so long. We came back and we tried to launch businesses. So I was starting a health coaching company. So a little history on that. I'm a nutritional therapist. I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, in my early 20s after a spout of deep illness with, well, to be honest, they never found out what it was. But there was more than a couple of incidents where I was laying in agonizing pain on the floor for over several hours. And then I was informed that I would never have a regular period again. Yeah, my menstrual cycle, not just in life. And that should I ever want to have children, I would need to take medication every day for the rest of my life and also seek assistance. So my health journey began there because I couldn't understand, when I did my own research, how I had been given polycystic ovarian syndrome when typically it seemed to be something that women were born with. Of course, back in my 20s, I was loving those little contraceptive pills, and I had a couple of those shots that were supposed to be contraceptives for 3 months at a time, and that's actually where all my problems started. So my journey to health and well-being started then. I was working in London and it was incredibly stressful on my nervous system. A bit like it is now, not gonna lie. So my mum suggested I start yoga. So I started yoga back when I was 22 and I've done it pretty much religiously since then. I think maybe there was a little gap in the middle, but it's always been there as a tool for me to rely on to ground myself and make myself feel better in life. And I think a lot of women do it for that reason. A lot of people do it for other reasons, but it provides to be a very useful practice for me. And more as I get older, I find deeper and deeper benefits. So where am I going with this? When we were abroad in the Maldives. My mum suggested, hey, you're in lockdown, you're doing yoga on the beach every morning, and Aaron's a photographer, why don't you start up a Instagram account? So we did. We started from where we were, and we soon saw that following grow from nothing to 5,000 followers, 6,000 followers, up to 11,000 followers within the scope of that year. Now, I have done marketing. I wouldn't claim to say that I am the world's best marketer, but I keep my finger on the pulse, and I think I understand people. I understand the psychology of it, you know, why people scroll and all of this, and actually why it's really terrible for us. So I wanted to create something that wasn't only just beautiful, because Aaron's photography is beautiful, the Maldives is beautiful, and hey, I'm there just doing some yoga. I wanted to create meaning, and you know, it was like a journal for me. So my account is Ocean Yoga Cass. You can have a look on there. I tried to create a community that supported one another, maybe just understood that even in the midst of all the beauty, mentally it was still a challenge for me, being so far from family during that time was very, very difficult. So that's where I started, and that's where I got to. You know, 11,000 followers. We were making income streams off of products that I managed to get shipped over to the Maldives and have affiliations with, brand ambassadorship with. So yeah, we were doing pretty well. We were making some income, and yeah, at the time it felt like it still wasn't enough, you know, it's still, we could do more, and this isn't successful enough. So we started making videos when we went to Zanzibar. We left the Maldives and went to Zanzibar, and we lived there for a while, and we had a couple of very challenging circumstances, let's say, whilst we were over there, but we persisted to start to make more online content. So we started to do YouTube, but we lacked the patience to see it through, and unfortunately other circumstances meant that we needed to travel back to the UK. So what I'm saying is, we started where we were, and then we didn't have the patience to perceive how well we were doing, because of course we had huge ambition. We continued to try to develop our page and the brand Ocean Yoga Cass whilst we were in Zanzibar. We had such beauty around us, yet we continued to struggle to see it as beautiful in comparison to the Maldives. There was always seaweed all over the beach, or bike tracks, or people walking by being super friendly in the morning but wanting to get in the video shots, and it was really hot or it was raining, and it was more difficult than we'd anticipated, but we lacked that little extra dot of tenacity to keep going. So since then we came back. We had done an online course to launch my health and wellness, and I ended up with overwhelm over learning so many new things in marketing, and the product that I wanted to offer became ingenuine through the way in which they wanted to market it to the maximum amount of people. It started to talk about it being focused on weight loss and these kind of things that they're never a goal for me in wellness. The goal in wellness is to be happy, to be satisfied with your body, to feel safe in your mind, to feel grounded, and to feel happy, you know, to really feel like you can laugh, you know, to feel giddy about life, to feel, you know, like someone says something, you just want to chuckle for 5 minutes, because I've been in emotional states where that was not possible, where laughing was just something that I faked, and I could never feel it. And I managed to get myself back through yoga and meditation and mindfulness and to that feeling of laughing, like really, really laughing, just at nothing, just at stuff on the telly, and feeling like, you know, when you see kids laugh and they just love it, like even just laughing makes them laugh more. I wanted that feeling again, and I want for people to have that feeling in their life, to feel like they are in a moment, not consistently reaching for the next moment, not consistently worrying about the next week or month or year, just to love where they are, how it is right now. And I know in this society it is so difficult, it is so hard to have that, because we are perpetually shown other people's lives in such a small frame of time. You know, here's me having this beautiful coffee, here's me on a beach, here's me doing this, and here's me and my partner, and we're so in love, and my kids are perfect, and my house is perfect. And it isn't life. That is not life. And the point is, even if that is your life, it doesn't make you happy necessarily. You have to choose. You have to choose to be happy. Beyond your circumstances, beyond your fears of what's going on tomorrow. And it is so difficult to figure out where to begin. And the point of this post today is to say, you just start where you are now with what you have now. Whether that be a beautiful house with huge gardens, or a crumbling shared flat in central London on the high road with single pane windows and a floor that sinks in the middle. Because even in those beautiful places, I was still in a sense of lack sometimes. You know, I still, oh, this is lovely, but I miss family, or this is nice, but we don't go diving enough, or oh, this is nice, but you know, it's raining or it's messy. Like, it didn't matter. There was always something that, you know, it doesn't matter. You look at my Instagram, it's beautiful. I don't mean to sound up my own there, but it is beautiful, and that's because of the location and a fantastic photographer. But it doesn't mean that I wasn't struggling. And life is, you know, life is about finding those little moments that are meaningful to you and that make you feel loved and witnessed and grounded. So this is me today, starting again. I've been telling myself and my partner for months now that I was going to start a podcast. And every time I've thought about it, I've run in the opposite direction, because I thought, I can't do it in this room. This room is jam-packed with stuff. It's such a mess. I don't have the right thing to say yet. I haven't prepared a script. If I do the script, I'm going to learn it. You know, I have made 1,000,001 excuses. And today I thought, you know, I've been to yoga this morning. I've reset my mind amidst currently what is one of the more stressful situations in my life, going through a redundancy process at work, in the midst of almost completing on our house, which we may lose because, you know, they do checks again, don't they, before you purchase your house. So if I'm made redundant, it might be that 1.5 year process of buying a house has gone down the drain. And I've decided, hey, do you know what? Here I am, no makeup, still sweaty from yoga. This is my life, and this is fine. This is where I am, and this is where I'm starting today. And I choose to be happy. I choose to be grateful for everything that I have that surrounds me, and that doesn't surround me like a ceiling. I have a beautiful family. You know, you just choose your gratitudes. Choose little things. I have little plants growing. They're thriving here. Despite the fact that I'm a terrible, terrible botanist. You know, so if they can thrive, if I can be in places and not be happy in some of the most beautiful places in the world, and I mean, I was happy a lot of the time, but my point is, if I can be miserable there, then surely I can be happy here. It's all about what you focus on. So this is me committing to my new podcast, and I don't expect many people to have made it this far through, but you never know. It doesn't matter. It's made me feel good, and I hope that if it's made one other person feel good or given them a little bit of inspiration, then it'll have been worth it. And go, guys, start from here. If you're interested, I'm going to be posting about the random crap that happens in my life, also with a mindset towards mindfulness, health, nutrition, yoga, and probably a bit of travel, because I do love it. Yeah, so thanks for listening, guys, and be grateful, be happy, and start here now.